So why did they have those connections in the first place?
Well, I don't know the answer. Like, why does this connection exist? This goes, we're walking from the 13th Street station to the 11th Street station through this passageway. Obviously, there's nothing here. This is the subway to our right, and this is the basements of any buildings that face that side of Market Street.
So right through this glass block, there's actually basement?
It's probably the basement of the Marriott Hotel on the other side.
So they could have a connection too?
They could if they wanted to manage it. Now the question is, why would they do it? What advantage does it serve for them? And it's not so clear, so that's why they don't do it. But that's what's all here. Why they made this passage, I'm not sure. I mean, they cut the subway. It was probably an open cut to begin with, so they probably figured, well, we're already digging it out. What's the difference?
And maybe it could be used someday for something that they didn't see. Maybe,
and it does. I mean, it has this. And here's the 11th Street station. You can cross over the other side. And yeah, you can cross over to the other side, and then you come up to the street, 11th Street. If you stay on this side, this is actually the side we wanted to be on, because this one up ahead takes us right into the gallery.
And when you were saying that it might make sense in some strategic ways in some strategic areas to open up the concourse, I mean, you're talking about places like Comcast Center where there are a lot of people working.
Sure, that's right. And there's a lot of people flowing through because a lot of them are coming off the regional rail lines, or in this case, both coming off the regionals and the city transit, and as we work ahead towards 8th Street, also coming off of the Petco. Now, we'll come back here a second. It kind of ends there. This piece of the passage ends up there.
At those stairs?
Yeah, just above those stairs. There's a crossover, but that's it. So to continue the journey, we need to go into the gallery and underneath the Aramark Center.
How do you open up the stop before me? Thank you.
And when you were saying that some businesses could reopen their connections if they wanted to take that on, so that would be something that they could just do? Is that their property, or would they need...
Once you're outside of, once you're beyond the concourse level, you're into private property, and if somebody wanted to do it, they could do it. Obviously, they would need a compelling reason to do it, foot traffic being the critical one. So here we are at the end of the gallery. There's the Market East station there. One of the things that we're looking at in our Market East plan is how to make this all livelier. Right now, there's no retailing strategy down here, and as it goes up into the head house of the Reading Terminal, which is the Pennsylvania Convention Center entrance, goes right through there. There's not much going on. So this whole end needs a better retailing strategy, which our planning consultant at Stan Exton, is looking at how to sort of engage this. But on the other hand, this is a great hub. We've got all this food down here. This is fairly successful down here. We've got the Market East station right there. We've got the bus terminal right beyond it. And one of the things we're looking at is how to integrate the bus terminal with the gallery and with all of this so that we get a true intermodal, first-class experience out of this. And we have the subway right there. It's like you couldn't ask for a better sort of hub. You just need to tie the pieces together a little bit better. So let's walk this way.
And part of that is going to be that right in this area right here, even though you're close to all of these other areas of activity, you don't really get that sense when you're in the center.
You don't know it.
So how many blocks have we covered underground?
Well, let's see. We're at 11th Street. We started at basically at 18th, let's say. So we've gone 7 blocks so far. And we're not done.
Tables are pretty full. There are people down here.
This is pretty successful down here.
It's just that spot back there.
It's just the one spot at the end where the retailing strategy falls off, and it changes ownership. This is under the master lease of Crete, who sort of leases all these retail spaces, and they're in the retail business. And then the other end starts to be under the Aramark Tower, and then up into the Reading Head House, where you don't have the same retail lessor. You can't mess with it.
And who manages that part?
Well, that's RDA property. I'm not sure who, Redevelopment Authority. I'm not
Right.
sure who actually does the master leasing for the retail, but it's not these guys.
And because it is RDA, that's how you can hire a consultant and
Well, it gives
change
us,
things up.
It certainly gives us a chance to look at it when it's in the public domain already. You know, all these things are bound up with their own leases that, you know, have to get untangled, but it's fundamentally in the public domain. So at least there's an opportunity to have a discussion.
And so this is the gallery right here.
Here's the gallery. This is great. I mean, this is a nice space. It gets harder and harder as you go up to lease this space because this is very productive because it has tremendous foot traffic. First floor is pretty good. It gets good foot traffic. And then as you get higher up, you know, into the second and third floor where there's not the kind of foot traffic, it gets tougher to lease.
It is there, well, the study is going to look at this whole area. So might there be a way to make those upper floors more productive?
Well, one of the things we're looking at, but of course this is just an idea right now, is we're looking at how to make a proper interstate bus situation where the current one is, and then how to link it across into the gallery, potentially at some of those upper levels. So in a sense, just the way the gallery right now functions as the lobby, in a way, for the Market East station. It's just that you don't know it standing on Market Street, but it kind of functions that way. We'd like this thing to also function that way for interstate bus traffic, which is becoming more popular and better all the time. People are seeing that the interstate bus situation, for example, is a reasonably fast and much less expensive way to get to places like New York than the rail.
And so if the intermodal from the interstate bus is connected with some sort of bridge or something up above, that would put a lot of people up there.
That would put people up there, and basically they would come down through the gallery, which already has these wonderful spaces. So it's like all the hard stuff, this is what Stan Exted talks about, all the hard stuff is already built. The expensive stuff, the rail is built, the big wonderful public space, the retail that supports it, it's all here. What's not here are the last of the connections